Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you my weeks 30 and 31 pregnancy update. Can't believe we're here already. It really feels like now that we're in the 30s, we're sort of steamrolling to the end. Does that make sense? We're just like traveling really quickly. I don't think steamrollers travel fast. Anyway, we're going quickly toward the end of this pregnancy, and it feels both like exciting and also like mind-blowing that we're here. It feels like just yesterday that I found out I was pregnant. Like, how are we here? Anyway, can't believe I'm like approaching 8 months pregnant. I'm almost 32 weeks. Nutty, if you're brand new here, hi, my name is Erica. I have a I guess he's gonna be 5.5 in a few months, a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And they are so excited to welcome their baby sister so incredibly soon. So we're also moving in like, I want to say 2.5 weeks. And so if you're seeing like piles, and I've been trying to nest in like the best way that I can, which has been just going through all of the baby stuff and pulling out all the 0 to 3 month stuff. My plan is to wash all of the 0 to 3 month stuff and newborn stuff here. That way, by the time we move into our new house, it's clean, it's done, I can just put it away, and it's not like, I don't feel quite as stressed about it. Is the plan. Is what I'm hoping for. So and also in our new house, our laundry is not going to be on the same floor as our bedrooms, and so it's just going to be harder for me to like cart laundry up and down the stairs. So I think it's just going to be easier here to do it and get it all done. So yes, let's talk about weeks 30 and 31. Week 30 turned out to be like a major, huge, nutty week, and I won't go into every single detail here because otherwise we'll be here for like 30 minutes. But if you did not watch my video about what happened at 30 weeks, why I ended up at labor and delivery in the hospital, I will link that down below. It's a long video, but it'll make everything else make sense, I guess. And yeah, it was wild. So that all happened like the day after I turned 30 weeks, which was wild. And I did write for 30 weeks. I wrote pelvic floor is hurting a lot after the whole thing. Okay, so after all was said and done on Friday, the only, like, I had stopped bleeding, everything was fine. The only thing that like came out of that whole experience was that afterward it took like a good solid 3 days for my pelvic floor and like just my whole bottom region to not hurt like heck. And I mean, duh, like they were poking and prodding and like using tools. It looked like very medieval. And it freaking hurt. It freaking hurt. The next few days I was like, this is wild. Like, it was hard for me to walk. It was hard for me to like go upstairs. It just like everything hurt, and especially my pelvic floor. So that was like not cool at all. But I mean, I get it. Like, I understand why they like had to make sure everything was okay. And she was up there a lot. I mean, a lot of the doctors were up there, and so that was something that I wasn't anticipating. But like, I guess if that's like the worst thing to come out of that whole experience, then fine. But yeah, after that, I did end up with like a weird minor cold. I did have like a little bit of, I've had so much congestion the past 2 weeks, and please let me know if you're pregnant and are experiencing the same thing. I get it, your body's producing so much more mucus now that you're pregnant, which is something that like people like don't really talk about. It's so gross. But like, I've been like, the second I wake up in the morning, I blow my nose, and like, you would think that, I don't know, it's like gross. It's gross. I can't even really talk about it because like that is just something that makes me gag. But yeah, had a little minor cold after that whole thing, but I was like, something had to give, right? Like, my immune system has been a rock star, knock on wood, it continues to be. My immune system has been awesome for the past few weeks. With like, Jeff was traveling for work and I was solo parenting for a while, and then with all of the stress of the move and house hunting, and then all the stuff at the hospital, I was like, I have to like sort of get sick at some point, like a cold or something, and I did. So I'm fine. I wrote very hungry all the time. So this is something that has happened in the past 2 weeks. Sorry, I'm just listening to what Hugo is yelling about. This is definitely something that's happened in the past 2 weeks. All of a sudden, I'm starving all the time. And it's like not as fun as it sounds. It's not like, oh, like, you know, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go eat a snack. Like, it's I'm starving all the time, and I can eat a big meal and then like 15 minutes later still be hungry. And it's just not, it's not fun. Like, it's not I don't know, it's not as fun as like I guess you could like perceive it to be. I'm also just feeling so heavy, especially by the end of the day. My joints just like feel like they're struggling all the time. The only time where I don't feel like super heavy and my joints don't ache is like maybe the first, I don't know, few hours of the day, first couple hours, but then for the rest of the day I'm just like, I just feel gravity like pushing my body down. My joints are hurting, like everything just feels big and heavy. And I think like that goes hand in hand with being hungry all the time, because it's like I don't want to be eating all the time because I don't want to be gaining like so much weight, but I also know that like this is it, right? Like this is the time where baby girl is just putting on weight. Like the more weight that she can put on, the better. So it's a it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum. It's a good conundrum to have, but like also it's a lot. All right, so that was everything I wrote for 30 weeks. Again, if you did not watch that video of the hospital and stuff, definitely watch that, because that was like sort of the biggest thing from 30 weeks. And I did spend a lot of time resting and just like trying to take it easy. All right, 31 weeks. I wrote so much mucus in my nose when I wake up. That was something I already shared. You're welcome. I wrote all of a sudden I feel huge. And it's funny too, because they've also had like some close friends, and like I don't take offense to this, but like I've had some people be like, oh wow, like yeah, you do, like all of a sudden you look huge, or like all of a sudden you look so pregnant, which like I think like from a stranger maybe would be like rude. I don't know, I don't find it rude, because I do, that is the truth. All of a sudden I am huge, and all of a sudden I feel so heavy and so big. And if you've seen me on a consistent weekly basis, especially like out in the world, then you would be like, oh wow, like yeah, all of a sudden, like. And I've also noticed that all of a sudden I've got the like belly shelf. So like not only is she huge here, but like also we've got the belly shelf happening. And so yeah, I'm huge. I'm getting really big. Skin tag. Okay, this is so weird and never happened to me before. A little gross too. Like I found a skin tag under my arm, and this happened like I would say a month ago, maybe 4 to 5 weeks ago. I found the skin tag and I was like, oh, what do I do with this? And then I sort of remembered that like you can't just like pull skin tags off, because they're like part of your skin. So I just left it, ignored it. I was like, if it's still there by the time like after I give birth and stuff, then I'll like go to a dermatologist and get it sorted out. But like they're harmless, it's just extra skin. And then I read up on them, and it was like women who are like, you know, in their mid-30s or like, you know, middle age, hormone production, pregnancy, like all those things can like give you a skin tag. And I was like, okay, great, like check. So then last week I looked at it, and it was like hanging on by a thread, and I yanked it off. I pulled it off. Gross. It was gross, but it came off, which is great, and like no bleeding, no nothing, and it's gone. Anyway, that was just like the weirdest thing that I was like, I've never had a skin tag before. Didn't have a skin tag with either of my other pregnancies. But there you go. This also kind of goes hand in hand with the skin tag. I think it has to do with my hormones now, like, you know, really jacking up. Last week I had not really last week, I would say maybe, yeah, I guess like last Thursday, Friday, I had 3 pimples on my face, and I never get pimples on my face. That's a lie. Maybe get 1 pimple on my face like around like PMS time, about when I'm gonna get my period. But with my hormones being like so explosive right now, I noticed on my face last week I had 3 spots, and I was like, wow, that's a lot for that's just like not how my skin is. So I ignored them, and they've pretty much gone away now. I'm wearing some makeup today, so like I don't know if you can really tell, but they've gone away. But I was like, wow, I've been like trying to have grace with myself, like feeling so emotional, and like, you know, emotional about the big move, and emotional about Hugo finishing preschool, and about Theodore starting preschool, and like just emotions in general. And I'm like, yes, and also like I am so hormonal, and these pimples are like a huge reflection or like reminder of that. I wrote so out of breath. Just, I mean, you can hear it, y'all. Like this is really like for the next 6 weeks, I'm gonna be just so out of breath. Okay, now really fun things. I wrote ordered 2 things with her name on it. So I ordered 2 things with her name on it. I ordered a little name plaque, and I ordered a bow. So here's the thing, we are coming to that part of that pregnancy. I'm feeling like we're coming to the end, even though I'm only like 32 weeks pregnant. I feel like we are with the move, with school ending, with camp starting, with all that stuff, like we're gonna blink and the next 4 to 6 weeks are gonna fly by. And I am feeling in my heart that like I need to start, we've got to start wrapping things up, and when it comes to her and like what she needs, and not that she needs a name plaque, but you know what I mean. And those things like take a little while to make anyway. And I've been sitting on the fence about like, should I get her a little name plaque for the hospital, should I not? But just in the past few days, Jeff and I have felt really solid and really positive and really just like sure about her name. So, you know, nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone until you like sign the birth certificate or sign the papers at the hospital. But we are feeling really good about that. So ordered that, and then also ordered a cute little bow that also has her name on it, which is so fun. Look at this little summer child. We spent all weekend out in the outside, so I feel like we're all sporting like little tans. Not too close. Are you excited for your baby sister to be here?
Yes.
Yes. She's coming very soon. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is that we ordered the snoo. So if you didn't know, we used the snoo with him when he was born, and we used it for, I want to say, about 6 months, and we loved it. He loved it, we loved it. It was fantastic. The snoo is from the brand Happiest Baby, and it's the bassinet that rocks and has a sound machine built into it. And it's just fantastic. I'll link it down below. It's really expensive, but they have a renting option. So you can rent it month to month, and that's what we're doing. And they were having some amazing Memorial Day weekend sales. So we've always known that we wanted to use the snoo again with this baby because we had such a positive experience. And so it was like, well, let's book it. And I mean, we're getting to the end, right? Like this is the time. So, oh my gosh, also I ordered a car seat. Like really, we're getting to the end, right? Like we've gotten all the big things. All right, friends, I gotta wrap this up. So yes, ordered the snoo. We're getting it delivered 2 weeks before my due date, so a week before my C-section, which like hoping to God that is enough time and that like she will stay in at least until that day. And then I ordered the car seat. I made a decision. I had mentioned on my Instagram that I was going back and forth between the Nooner and the Uppa Baby. And I will let you know in my next video. I'll do an unboxing too, which car seat we ended up going with. I'm super excited about it, super pumped. And that's it. I'm gonna go now because the boys, Hugo needs me and we have to get ready to go to school. So love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you in my next one. I'm sweating. I'm sweating so much. Also that, like just sweating all the time. Oh, bump. Here's the bump. Look, so cute. So big, right, man? That's like, we're not joking around. Dresses, man. Y'all, and everyone said it too. All of y'all who are pregnant in the summer were like, dresses are gonna be your best friend. And you're right. Dresses are my best friend. They're the most comfortable. And yeah, it feels good. All right, friends. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.